My name's Tommo and I'm redesigning all 11 of the 2026 Formula 1 car liveries. But before we get started, let's take a look at the real thing, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. This is redesign 2 of 11, tagging along of course at the Red Bull Ford launch is VCARB, the sister team, junior team, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about it. Redesign season is officially here. I've done my Red Bull redesign. In fact, I want to have a little look at the comments, see how you lot have Santiago Lopez, the redesign needs a redesign. Andrived Mid says, starting off the season with a proper Lomo, this is home. I'm glad you're comfortable here. Hickamackinen just says, Jesus. Brilliant. No more, nothing to add. You know what, in all the years I've done these redesigns, I think this might be the first time I've been cyberbullied into actually changing one, and it's the first one of 26. Look, what do you think of this, right? I've pulled back the blue, I've taken the red off the front wing as well to make it a bit less crazy and all over the place, and less of the bright blue on the front as well. This is a bit more simpler, a bit more pulled back from the mustard onslaught. Surely this is better. Safer, for sure. I still didn't hate the original, but the onslaught of critique suggests I may be wrong, and I'm happy to hold my hands up to it. But anyway, this video is not about the Red Bull. This is about the VCARB. And the real thing first and foremost, which, oh my goodness, I love it. In fact, I'm going to put this out there. This is my favourite Red Bull Junior team livery design since the majestic Toro Rosso 2018 livery days of metallic blue with that deep, lovely red. This for me is sacre bleu, lovely jubbly. Gimme some of that. Those wheel covers, man, I hope, I beg, Liam said this as well on the launch, that they make it onto the car in some way, shape or form. It just looks so good. It's a white base with a bit of blue, a bit of red, a bit of yellow, a bit of green. There's a lot of colours going on, but it just seems to work, man. I don't know, like, I feel like it breaks so many rules, but it doesn't. It just looks sick. Compositionally, there's a bit more to it than the Red Bull livery. Of course, you've got the, you know, the big lockup on the airbox and the nose, as there always has been, but then the scythes through towards the back with the Ford Racing logo. The numbers are really cool on this one as well. The bits of blue that are jumping up and intersecting with the design. Almost the angle on the back makes the car look like it has rake as well, which these cars this year should have a bit of rake, certainly more than the ground effect cars we've just had, and less than the 2021 cars, which had plenty of rake, especially Red Bull. It feels like an ode to the past. It feels quite retro, and combining that with a aesthetic car design that I also think is a bit of an ode back to the past, being it a bit smaller, but especially like that front wing design, that simplified rear wing. This is my favorite of the two that we've looked at so far. Racing Bulls, you're my number one. So that's what I think of the real thing, but what about my redesign? I'll try not to ruin it this time out. Okay, I think this is much safer. Might not be as good as the real thing, but we'll see. Here's my redesign of the 2026 Racing Bulls F1 car. Come on, this is good. Come on, surely. This is alright, isn't it? It's not that bad. Come on. I mean, look, this is much safer. I got that I was being brave with the amount of yellow on my Red Bull, but this is much safer and surely also very nice. Maybe not as nice as the actual thing. I like this. I did this last year as well. I felt that the Racing Bulls last year had too many colours going on, and they somehow make it work on the car. But I have stripped it back to the base here. So you've got the white, you've got the blue, and you've got those hints of green. I've taken out the red, I've taken out the yellow. For me, the base design color palette is strong enough on its own to shine, right? So let's start with the side profile. Compositionally, it's actually very similar to my Red Bull design in a few ways. Big Visa on the side profile, big Red Bull in the exact same place as it was on my actual Red Bull, and then Hugo at the top. Cash App makes its way in on the side as well with that little hint of greening. You'll see some pinstriping green throughout the car in various subtle places. It's very much the tertiary colour. Rear wing end plates are essentially the same as on the Red Bull, with that Red Bull lockup on the side, and Ford Racing this time on the bottom. We've got Cash App on the back of the rear wing and Tudor on the top of the front wing. Again, I've pulled the red out of the Tudor logo because I don't want red in there as well. I think 3 colours is plenty. I've translated over the white wheel covers because they just work, and I think they just work on this. And I've also matted out the design. I don't want this to be glossy metallic. I want this to be quite a flat design. I think it works well for this. Come around to the front and the nose. Again, we've dropped the yellow. We've got a black nose here, black elements on the front wing as well with the Cash App logo, Red Bull Hugo, all of that. I just think this is smart. I've gone with a different font for the numbers. I didn't dislike the font at all that they used for the numbers on the actual racing balls. I just thought, I found this font and I was like, oh, that kind of looks decent. I like it. And then, of course, as always, the halo is absolutely smothered in logos because it always will be. Not quite as many sponsors on the racing balls as there are on the Red Bull, of course, but still plenty knocking about. Do I prefer this to the real thing? I mean, the real thing is unbelievably nice. I think this is really nice as well. I actually do. Like, I think a few of you will like this genuinely now. Like, the Red Bull was a stretch again. But this, I think there is merit, there is legs in this design going forward. But of course, I know you will let me know in the comments below. Please do. That's 2 of 11 complete. Up next, we have Haas, who's dropping on the 19th, although it's my birthday on Sunday, so I'm actually going to be away on the 19th as well. So it'll probably be coming out on the 20th, my redesign of the Haas, which is the day I think the Audi drops. So we're going to get a little bit behind, but we'll catch up. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. Thank you again for watching, liking, supporting, commenting, interacting. I'll see you on Tuesday. My name's Tommo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.